Hi guys, I am Susan from Orange Light Energy, and I wanted to talk a little bit today about a new session that just went live. It's new. I've been working on it for a little while, but this one is related to shame release. So I knew this one would show up at some point. I did the guilt release session maybe about a year ago. I started doing that one. And often people will ask if the guilt session will address shame, but I've always been told that they're very different energies, that they have different ways of addressing them. And so, there are elements of the guilt that will address ways that shame is being held. But they've shown me now, work that is specific to the wound of shame, that addresses directly how this can impact in an energy. This came to me working with the Soul Deep Clean Level 2. That session is just, it's quite open, and it gives my guide, Archangel Metatron, and your higher self, your guides, the opportunity to address something that is specific to you, something that in your energy needs to be addressed. And I kept coming across not the same situation, but something that when you see a certain amount of repetition in something is there to flag it for you, to make you recognize it's important, to make you look a little bit deeper at it. And so the work that is done in this session is addressing shame. It's addressing how does that manifest for you. There can be so many different causes, so many different ways that this comes into the energy. Metatron comes to it from a very emotional point of view, because this is an emotional wound for a lot of people. It's impacted deeply by experiences that they have gone through. But after this, I'm going to record a channel message that I got this morning because I decided that I would ask my healing guide Kansu. He's an Egyptian god. I wanted to ask him for his take on it. He doesn't come from things as much from an emotional perspective. It's much more the analytical side of the healer. What is the origin of this? Just to get his perspective on it too. So I'm going to record that message, and when it's live, I will link it below this video. But he was talking about shame as a wound of judgment. Whether it's judgment for your own actions, how you have treated another, what you have brought about, or judgment on yourself for what you have allowed, what you have experienced, that you haven't done enough, that you haven't protected yourself, that you haven't protected others. These feelings of seeing yourself as weaker, seeing yourself as less, as just, for everybody it's different. And that is in part what Kansu had said about this, that how you address it in this lifetime for everybody will be different. So I'll share that message once I have recorded it. But for the work that is done around this, I printed this grid out. This is the grid that I use for this session. I love this grid. In the middle, it's a Merkaba of selenite, and then around here, there are flowers. There's a lot of things on here that are gentle and are soft. Jennifer and I use a lot of grids. Our grids are a work area. I invite your energy onto this grid. This is where we work. We work in this area, pulling in the energies of the sacred geometry, of the crystals, any energies that are here. They're supporting this work, and they're supporting what is being done. Any work that we do is always done with the intention of your highest good, bringing about the healing and the resolution to the highest levels allowed by your higher self. But the intention with this work is to help you to move past something that has been present in your soul often beyond just this lifetime. You may have things in this time that have brought you feelings of shame, but they are poking on a wound that already existed. And so the reactions will be more intense. So as with a lot of the sessions that I do, I'm dealing with it not just in who you are now, but on a soul level, going into your energy, addressing your higher self and all of the versions of your soul and resolving it from that perspective. This session always makes me cry. It is the most emotional session that I do. There'll be times when wounding comes up in other sessions that I will have an emotional response, but this one, I feel it in my chest now just talking about it, but it's beautiful work. And so often, again, with this session, it's quite open, and there might be things outside of what is listed that need to be done to help your soul. And always, if I am guided to do something like that and your higher self allows it, we will. But often the root cause of this, the way that they show it to me, it's like you have your soul, all these different versions of your soul. You know, if your soul is this big ball of light, and each time you come down here, there's different versions of you, different elements of this that you're pulling in to learn the lessons, to be who you need to be, to have the attributes and the abilities that you need in each time. I'm seeing all of these gathered, these different versions, and then there's one who is alone. Color-wise, it's like these ones are filled with light, and this one is heavy. You know, it's you're giving me the visual of bowling pins. You know, you've got all of the ones over here, and then you have the one that is a different color, separate. And it took me a while to figure out, like, what does that mean? How is it separate? Is it lost? Is it broken off? They would always refer to it as a fractal of the soul. So I talked to Jennifer about this because she does retrieving soul parts as the part of her astral realm session. I was like, is this the same? And we both agreed that this feels different. How we resolve it is different. So I asked some questions about it. And it's kind of like all of these pieces are still joined together. They're still connected, but this separate one, it's almost like a magnet where the polarity is changed. It's so damaged that it cannot rejoin the other versions of the soul. It's separate. You know, if you try and push them together, they'll push back. They no longer fit together the way that they should. The way that this will impact then is the damage, the wounding in this fractal that is separated is still connected. It's still flowing through all of these other versions. They're going to feel it. They're going to experience it. It's going to be part of their path because it's so integral to this damaged version. It's such a strong energy. So what we need to do is go into this separated energy and heal it, clear it. And you know how that damaged fractal shows itself to me is always different. How does it protect itself? What is its emotion? How is it showing itself? Sometimes it's walled off, it's protected. Sometimes it is weakened, sobbing in these just really hard emotional places. And there's like, how do I resolve that? I was looking as a healer, what do I do with this? And this is where it just blew my mind, because the resolution to this, Metatron stepped forward and he just said, I've got this. It's just making me want to cry just thinking about the energies of this session. Because what he does, depending on how this energy is presenting itself, he approaches them in the way that they need it. And he brings them into his energy. I can feel it now, this unconditional love, it's beautiful energies of love. And he brings them into his energy, he holds them in his energy, almost as if they become a part of him, so that he can transmute this for them. He can show them what was the purpose of what they went through. What is the learning? I guess transmuting is the closest word I can think of, because it's taking the pain out of it. He's showing them whatever they need to see, to let go of the despair, to let go of what they've been holding on to liberate them from this place. And it can take a while. They can stay in there. And then when he's done, when he knows that this work has been done, the soul comes back out of his energy and they're back to light. And it's beautiful, this glowing light. And they're able to rejoin each of the other parts of the soul. They can be accepted again. They all are at the same vibration, the same place where they can be whole, which for your soul can be huge. These different versions of your soul, if this one was holding certain abilities that you need in this lifetime, was holding wisdom, was holding things that you need, but you couldn't access it, that's bringing it back in. It's clearing that energy of just desperation, of desolation, this feeling of overwhelm. It's released that, it's transmuted it, so this can come back in and be whole, and you're clear of it. It can be lifted from this group. So then as this group come back together, there are usually other energies that step in to help, quite often Mother Mary, but there will be other energies. Most often I have seen Isis and Kali step forward for this. Mother Mary usually is first. She comes in and she will just surround this whole group, bringing her soft, gentle energy to this work, allowing them to integrate, to find each other again, to come back to this whole, to feel the gentleness and the safety of her energy, to just have that space that they need for the healing and the restoration. But once that is done, it's about how do you move forward? How does this impact your energy? How do you move forward from what has been and what is? And so that's when the other energies will step forward. And it's about their support for your path. It's about what they're offering to you. What are they helping you with? And for everybody, that's going to be different. What you need at this point is going to be different. It's going to be unique to you. What advice can they bring? What energies are stepping forward? Sometimes it's Archangel Zadkiel. He's a lot about forgiveness, about transmutation of things, letting things go, moving forward. Isis is an energy about empowerment, feeling strong, finding your power. Kali, she's a protector, but she's a fierce energy. She's about action. They're about showing you the things that you need to see, reclaiming the power that is in these darker moments. This is about stepping past a wound. There can be times where these energies will step forward and they will stay with you. They're your guides. They're here to help you move through this. Or there may be something else that you need. Again, I leave this session open enough that we can address each individual experience. We can address each energy in the way that they need, in the way that is right for them. The information on the webpage gives you the information about what I have talked about, but there may be more. And just know that we will, if you feel guided to this work, we will address your energy in the way that Metatron and your higher self know that it is needed to do what is possible for you in this time, to help you to move past a wound. When I had this message from Kansu, it was saying this is a wound. It's a deep wound, and it is something that doesn't take a lot to poke at it. If it's about how you are judging yourself, how you are seeing yourself, how are you experiencing your daily life? Shame can be about judging your actions, how you feel about other people's actions, what you are allowing yourself to experience. And it can be in every aspect of yourself, every aspect of your life. So it's big work, it's important work, it's emotional work. If you feel guided to it, I'll put the link below. Again, this is the grid that I use for this session. Every one of our sessions has a grid because they carry the energies of the session. They carry the energies of the work that we are doing. And it can help you to figure out what is right for you. We have a lot of sessions. It seems always to be growing. There's so many things to look at and address right now. So just trust yourself. Look at the grids and see which one is it that pulls you in. Which one is it that feels right to you? All right. I think that's everything I wanted to say about this session. So I'll put the link below. And once I've recorded the message from Kansu, I will add that link as well, so you have the resources. But I'm sending love to all of you. All right, bye.